Hello there and welcome back to another video. It's the final video of the year, so we're going to have our final third sort of ranking video. You've seen your own favourite LEGO Star Wars set as voted by you in the community tab, and I've also gone over my top 10 LEGO in general builds for this year. Now today I'll be going over, I'm not quite sure if I've got 10 of them, but my favourite LEGO builds from this year, just something that I've actually built rather than just something I've seen in a store window. And we're going to waste no time because I'm sure I'm going to ramble on so much about some of these sets and take a few different tangents. So starting off with, in no particular order, with one of my favourite sets from this year, and actually it was one of my first mocks I built on this channel. We have my Mos Eisley diorama. Now I will put a better image up on the screen. I'll try and take a few photos of them at different angles for you. And as you can see, it is packed with minifigures. This is actually where all my minifigures from the UCS sort of Mos Eisley cantinas have gone. And actually I've used all the pieces from the set except for this nice black base. It's quite old, so do excuse the dust at the front. But honestly, I really do like it. It shows off the cantina well, and rather than displaying the massive cantina and using a few random minifigures to try and fill it out, I think the minifigures definitely fill up the space well and make it look more like the cantina because it's a bit more packed than the giant set. So I just think it is amazing. And I remember building this, I had so much fun. There's a few different techniques, like at the front here, the chair is just offset by half a stud. You've got the windows at the side, of course, Han and Greedo scene in there. There's the poster for the missing droids, C-3PO and R2, and it's just a fun little diorama that I've displayed, and it's the only diorama that I'm yet to take apart that I haven't recently built. So I think this is going to stay up forever. I really do like it, and it has been immortalized on Rebrickable if you do want to build it yourself, as with quite a few of these sets, not all of which are mine. But that does take us on to our next set, which is another Rebrickable model I created earlier in the year. Of course, this year we did get Kenobi's Delta 7 set. It's an amazing set. It comes with some really good characters, especially the Kaminoan, but it's not quite minifigure scale. And if you know anything about me and my display, I do love a minifigure scale set. So I did create a minifigure scale version using only pieces from the set. Now, these two clear pieces on the bottom don't come with a set, but I use them to display it, so it looks like he's flying. Of course, we've got Kenobi in his cockpit, and even with my modified version, there is space underneath this little front slope bit for Kenobi's droid. I think it was R4P17, if I remember, from my 2023 minifigure video. Now, I reuse all the stickers because why not? LEGO have given us stickers, let's put them to use on this model. And I don't think really any of these stickers have to change piece if you're worried about damaging the stickers by any means. And in fact, I've used this same model to create a Plo Koon variant as of your request, both on YouTube and Rebrickable. And do feel free to leave me any requests. I can't guarantee I'll make them all, but I do enjoy building mocks. So if you've got a challenge for me to make, let me know and I'll try to build that as quickly as I can. But again, the instructions are on Rebrickable, and it's just a great model. It is minifigure scale, so it fits with any mocks of this ship that you can create. And I think we'll go next on to another diorama, as it's probably one of three things taking up the most room on my desk, and it's a fairly new diorama. I think this might actually be my last diorama of the year. So if you're keeping up with the channel, you will of course know it is the Minecraft Village diorama, and if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments below, but I'm pretty sure this is my last diorama, complete with a full interior for the villager's house. It's got a crafting table, furnace, you can see the hay bales next to the house, also got the massive Minecraft tree, which I have built so that it hangs over the diorama so that I can just make a bit more use of the space. We've got a little chicken, some wildlife, a farmer, and it really captures the essence of Minecraft really well. I'm very happy with how it turned out because, I mean, we've changed up a few things. It's got a birch roof instead of an oak roof. That was just a piece restriction, but it's going to start off the Minecraft Village display just behind me in the new year. Hopefully we can get to building that January, February, and it does look really cool. Hopefully I can even build a second house to bulk up the village, or at least a pen for some of the animals. Now, 2023 didn't just see me build more dioramas than I probably should have, but I also started to grow my crippling mech addiction. And if you've seen any of my videos, in fact I made a video recently going over every single mech in my collection. There is a lot. I think there's about 16 of them, so definitely check that out if you haven't seen all the separate videos. But one of my favorite mechs is the minifigure scale Sentinel from the X-Men animated series. I think I kept calling him the Sentry in my last mech video, but he is the Sentinel using that new dome headpiece from the Wolverine CMF minifigure. Now, honestly, this is one of the best mechs, not only because it is minifigure scale and I have built it like a mech. You can remove this headpiece and actually get a minifigure in there, so perhaps it can kidnap someone, but it's got the lasers in the hands, it's got the wind that blows out of the fingers. Of course, we've got the posable arms that I've upgraded all my mechs, even the Lego official ones, and it doesn't have the newest leg custom builds that I have done for my most recent mechs, but it just looks really cool and represents the Sentinel from the X-Men series very, very well. So I'm happy with how it turned out. The colour scheme definitely worked a bit better than I thought it would, because the legs are a slight different shade to the head, but they still look so cool. And actually, next up on the list is another mech, because most recently, as I said, it doesn't have the most updated in the Sentinel. So I recently, in building my Sonic mechs, had some foldable legs built for all three of my Sonic mechs, but Sonic in particular stands out with the spikes on the back, all the extra details I added, and especially because he was the first one I built, so he was the first one to have these Sonic sneakers, which do look really cool. They might not be the most accurate. I could definitely have added a white stripe on the side there and probably added some bricks for the laces, but I think this looks really cool, especially with the arms and of course Sonic fitting in the middle. It does look really cool on display. I can't wait to get my hands on the Knuckles mech, and I'm definitely going to be building a Shadow mech at some point. I don't know if it will be the size of Knuckles. It will probably be much more closer to this scale, and I definitely want to rebuild the Knuckles mech in this scale, because I wonder how much of the detail Lego provide you can actually keep in the smaller size. But I really do love these mechs. 2023 has been great for mechs, dioramas, both in Lego and my custom build. So that's not going to stop for 2024. Many, many more mocks on the way. And that actually brings us to the next build. It's not one of my own builds, but getting excited for the 2024 battle pack. I did mock it out and build some customs and found this really awesome Tri-Droid build. Now, I can't remember the person that created this, so I'll leave them tagged on screen. I'll probably put an image of it, and I'll try and link it in the description if I can, alongside all of my Rebrickable creations. But this Tri-Droid honestly is one of the best that I've seen. Of course, we now have Lego's official model, which I actually have my own custom version of just above you on the shelf. So you can see it's not as big as Lego's, but probably has close to the piece count of it and is very, very similar. This is in fact minifigure scale, so if you do want to pick up the new battle pack and don't want to build this, stay tuned. In my review I will let you know how to build this minifigure scale with one simple trick. And can't wait to get my hands on the actual battle pack, but this is a great build. Perhaps this could even be the bigger Tri-Droid and you just add a few bricks to it. But I really enjoyed building this. I think I did build a mock for Mando's N1 Microfighter, and that was also pretty good. But this is honestly one of the best mocks I've seen, and the different posability with the legs. You can have it stand on crates, you can have it on rough terrain, and it's just one of the best mocks I have built myself. So it definitely had to make it into this video. Again, I'll tag the person on screen that is responsible for this, and do go check it out, as they do have a video covering it, and it does use one of the rare pieces from the 212 battle pack from ages ago, but it was very cheap on Bricklink, so there's no worry about it costing an arm and a leg. Now, the next two sets I haven't yet reviewed on the channel. The reviews will come hopefully early January, so do subscribe for lots of reviews in the new year. Not only the sets I got for Christmas, but also my Lego order that I will be placing midnight tonight. So the first one of them I've actually showed off in the video 2 days ago, and it's the helmet line. The only other one I wanted, I've already got Boba Fett. It is Phase 2 Captain Rex. I love the Clone Wars, and my fiance actually got this for me for Christmas. I'm so happy she did, because it's an amazing set. There's so many similarities to the other helmets, such as Boba Fett, but they just do it differently, where it's another year of helmets, and it's a big improvement from the other helmets that I've seen, especially this viewfinder on the side, very different to Boba's. I will be comparing it in a video later on in January, but I love this helmet. It's going to look good on display, and I have some very big plans in January. Stay tuned. I will be mocking out this set and building something much, much bigger and better. So that's all I can say right now. Of course, subscribe so you don't miss that out. I will not be spoiling it. No more hints to what it's going to be. I will not let you know down in the comments. You'll have to subscribe and wait for it, because it has been a month in the planning, and in fact I already have it pretty much built. I've just got a few parts I need to order from Lego, and it's going to be awesome. So that is one of the sets that you will be seeing a review of in the future, and the other one I've actually already made a mock of. It is on Rebrickable. It is the TIE Bomber. I've turned it into Vader's TIE, which I guess I've just taken a big set and made it slightly smaller, slightly cheaper. I think you can buy all the pieces and the instructions for under 40 quid. So if you want a Vader's type before Lego reveal what their UCS set is for next year, then definitely head over to Rebrickable. Again, I'll leave that in the description with all the others. But this TIE Bomber is amazing. I really didn't realize how just sizable and how detailed this model was. It's got its little landing stall there where the bombs drop. The bombs do actually drop through the model. You can launch all 4 of them at once, and you get 2 spares. I'm not going to review it here. You're going to have to stay tuned for that as well. But it's an awesome model, and if I really like Vader's advanced TIE, I'm definitely going to pick up another one in next year's sale. So it had to make the video. I literally built it the other morning, and I'm just so attached to it. It hasn't left my desk since, so it just had to be a part of the rest. And you also get Admiral Salone, who is from one of the Star Wars books, one of the old ones. I don't remember which one, but I read it, and she did show up in Squadrons, I do believe, which I'm still yet to finish playing. So it comes with some good characters. You also get the TIE Pilot inside, and you get Vader and a Gong Droid, a brand new Gong Droid. Hopefully we see a few more in 2024, but it's a great playset, and it is still available, unlike a few of the others that we'll be talking about. And one of the others that, once again, I've taken a very expensive set and sort of dumbed it down into a cheaper model that you can buy all the pieces through Rebrickable, and that is Bo's Gauntlet has been turned into my own custom. I guess that's quite literally what MOC stands for, Fang Fighter, with them showing up in Mando and playing a bit of a smaller part than the giant starfighters and gauntlets. I definitely had to build my own rather than purchasing Lego's £90 oversized model with the TIE Advance, which actually I did build a custom of with the TIE Fighter. So I guess much cheaper way to get a TIE Advance and a Fang Fighter. And once again, it's minifigure scale. You know I love minifigure scale by now. Even if this is the first video you've watched, most of these models are minifigure scale. In fact, I wonder how minifigure scale the TIE Bomber is, because that doesn't look far off compared to my other models. So I'll definitely explore that in the review. And the wings rotate fully. It's actually being held on by one of the ball joints that are used throughout the Lego mechs, and there's some fancy techniques used in here. Of course, there is an easier version if you do watch the video, but I've used some of the fanciest techniques I've ever used, and you can display it simply on a 1x2 giant brick, which I've got here in transparent, but it's actually hidden by the wing. It's one of the smallest but most detailed mocks I think I'll probably ever create, at least for the next few years. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. And of course, the video is up. Most of these have their own video, so check them out on my channel. Just search Master Moldy Fang Fighter, and I'm sure it'll be the first one that pops up. But that takes us to, I think that takes us to the final build for 2023. At least out of my favorites, I have built so many different models, and the best one, I know I said they were in no order, but honestly this is the best one I have built this year, is my MIDI scale Venator. Now This is actually a alternate build from the old Venator playset we got quite a few years ago now. I don't want to know how long ago, because that will make me feel a little bit old, but I've rebuilt it into a MIDI scale Venator based loosely on the scale of the Superstar Destroyer we got this year. I've actually added 2 blue blaster bolts to represent the lasers firing out, which are blue in the Clone Wars series. They're actually stolen from Jyn Erso's buildable figure gun, which is probably one of the worst builds I've got in my collection, but they definitely improved this Venator here. You can see it's not too big compared to my hand. It's probably about a hand and a half wide and probably even a hand and a half long, or vice versa. So it is quite a sizable model for what it is. Very detailed. You can get a little studded interior underneath these front bits, much like the UCS one where you can fit actual minifigures. You can represent the minifigures by studs, and is pretty cheap for a MIDI scale set because so many big pieces came in the set. It's just a lot easier to get your hands on, and is a full 360 model. You can see even the engines are pretty accurate to what you see in the show. So this year has been amazing, not only for Lego sets, but everything else we've got to do on the channel. All the Lego store visits and World Play Day was a blast with that Lego slide down an escalator. I mean, I can't wait to see what this channel has in store for next year and all the milestones we have yet to hit. Thank you so much for your support. This is the final video of 2023, and it feels like we are only just beginning. So stick around, subscribe for more awesome Lego content in 2024. Thank you so much for your support, not only in 2023, but I'm sure across the years to come. And for the last time this year, may the bricks be with you always.